Hello, Supreme Court, and hello, animal rights organizations, and hello, Italians and French individuals, and hello, friendly ethnicities of people. The satellite man is still burning my teeth. The satellite man is still calling me his slave. That is a violation of constitutional rights and constitutional law. Any man in government calling me their slave must be arrested, even if that means firing police stations and every personnel of a police station. The royal protocol of my identity is in America. It's not a German document. The Germans do not outrank it. The politicians do not outrank it. And they must get charged for trying to defraud my mother and father's media companies, as their politicians have not paid their advertising fees, and they tried to murder me to try to get out of paying their campaign advertising fees that they owe to the companies that I own. They must be charged for trying to murder me. They must be charged for mutilation and sex crimes. And they must be charged for trying to play their game of accusating against my injury, calling me a liar. These politicians are not my race. They're not my religion. They're not friends. They weren't friends with my parents either. And they're not friends with my race or religion, these Nazis and their criminal activities. Not anybody that I know. These people had kidnapped me several times back in the 80s from California, from New York, and some other places they tried. These politicians are the same criminals. There is a hate club list of these politicians and their family names that are on there. And they have disguised their identities and slandered my character publicly. And they have tried to steal my sperm through the medical industry by injuring me. They tried to steal diamonds from my body, these German Nazis and their political parties, through the medical industry. They tried to steal blood and sperm through the medical industry as their way of covering up the fact that they tried to murder me, and then they were trying to cover it up by saying I didn't have injuries from their people. Then they tried to illegally put pain medicine injections in my shoulder as their way of covering up they had injured me, and covered it up that they were trying to get away with stealing my sperm and my identity. And they must be charged for illegal medical crimes and mutilations and their theft of benefits and their activity of mutilations of benefits, meaning like them damaging my teeth. The politicians and their German genetics, they tried to claim that their genetics was the same as mine. And since their race has a history of some of their people that don't have good genetics for teeth, is what some of them might say. I come from a family with very good genetics of teeth, and these Germans had damaged my teeth, and it even says on Treasury documents a German is not allowed to touch me. They're not allowed to evaluate me. They're not allowed to criticize me. They're not allowed to publicly slander my identity or who my parents are, and they're not allowed to cause me any problems. It even says on Treasury documents that government people are not allowed to cause me any problems. The government murdered my parents. The government has to be charged again for the full amount of the lawsuits, which is in the quadrillions or something. And they must be charged for their treason and accusations and lies. See how little my nose is? Government man's got to get charged for every accusation. I've always been a good person, never had a criminal record, never been involved in anything criminal. And these people have damaged my face and teeth. They have caused public endangerment, private endangerment with their satellites, and medical endangerment in reference to homosexuals or gay men that are in the medical industry that have tried to rape me when they have rendered me unconscious, and their sexual activities of physically assaulting me. Same thing with dirty cops that have physically and sexually assaulted me. It's a violation of the laws of Eliot Ness. Every perpetrator, every person has to get prosecuted.